We move on to the second on the programme. Race number 2 at Sha Tin is a 1200-metre Class 4 with 3 horses making their debut. Strong Promise being one of them. Dragon Bolt, Glorious Buddy having their second starts. Didn't do a lot. Sorry, Copilot Era having his second start as well. Didn't do a lot on debut. Inner Flame makes his debut for Douglas White and Alexi Bedell. Meridian Talent, Treasure Chest, just one start under their belts also. Wonder Brahma for David Hall and Matthew Poon. Moon Peaks, first start for Manfred Mann. First try the 1200 and down to Fortune Patrol. Close to a class drop here for a mark of 41, and he'll jump from barrier 14. Glorious Buddy and Lucky Guy's been pretty consistent this season. Lucky Guy without winning, have been up at Chung Fa in the last month.
Good to slow the prediction here for this second race. Inner Flame, one of the newcomers here. He's got some gate speed and he'll be up there. Apollo's Beau Wrong forward to lead last time out on the all-weather. He's got the blinkers coming off this time round. Treasure Chest with the blinkers on. He's had a recent trial. Expect him to be somewhere in the thick of things. Glorious Buddy, he's been trialling well since his first up failure, and then some of the newcomers back there as well that have got not too much pace, including Strong Promise, who's missed the kick in a couple of trials.
Interesting jockey booking for this horse, Glorious Buddy. Zach Purdon and he's board here in this gallop. The blinkers come off. He did run last on debut. That was down the straight 1,000. He does step up to 1,200 for this contest. The horse we're having a look at here is Meridian Talent. Another horse who's only had the one start. Cheek pieces will go on him on race day. He's the grey closest to in the far side actually, 516. Going nicely enough here in the morning. And the other one we're going to look at is Moon Peaks. He's only had a couple of runs. Hasn't had too much luck in his runs. He should get his ideal opportunity from barrier 3, and his work still hasn't been too bad. He's closest to us.
All right, we'll have a look at some more galloping clues here on the on race day. Starting off with Lucky Guy, a decent effort in second, and Kai Ying excellent. I quite liked him this day, and he's finishing. So this is the first up run, wasn't it? He flashed home and run second.
Yeah, he did. Lucky Guy here winning this, rather running second in this contest here over 1,200 metres. He doesn't win out of turn 2 from 44, but he got to the middle of the track and finished off particularly well. And the other horse in the race there, Kai Ying, excellent. Look, he ran 21.91 his first up run, flashing home down the outside, and he wasn't too far from them last start either.
Yeah, they bring him back to 1,200. I think it's probably a good thing for him. And look, I found a little spot for him on a minor line.
All right. Debutant-wise, Strong Promise. Let's start with him. 2 trials coming into this, Benno Young and Keith Hill. Yeah,
£1,091. Tongue tie goes on. I'm happy to watch him. Son of a Dark Angel, one of the ISGs, so we'll see how he gets on.
Yeah, they paid $2.7 million for him out of the sale. Tongue tie first time. Tad slow in his first barrier trial. He was half a stride slow in this most recent trial. He's been kept up to the mark there on the inside of exponents for that second position, but wide stall first up put me off.
All right. Glorious Buddy, the next of them. So the blinkers come off for his second start as he gets up to the 1,200 metres. Does get barrier 13 though.
He does. Now, interesting, Zach Purdon jumping aboard. He ran last on debut over 1,000, and this was a nice trial. So up in Chung Fa, it's just hard to really gauge these trials though. But he stayed on nicely enough and won. So there's obviously improvement from start 1 to start 2.
There is the wide stall. He's going to potentially be handy here, and he will hopefully be trying to settle in as long as Moon Peaks doesn't secure that spot behind the leader. I didn't mind the trial at all from him. He's had 3 trials since that last run.
All right, Wonder Brahma, 5 trials for him, and this one finishing third, actually behind Warlord, who we'll talk about later on.
Another ISG here, $3.5 million they paid for him. He doesn't have a lot of early speed. He was pushed out late, and he was also under the stick in this recent trial here as well, so I'm happy to give him the swerve.
Yeah, we'll just see how he goes around. He's 11.22 pounds, so he's quite a solid horse, but look, I'm happy to watch him as well.
All right, David Hall, Matthew Poon wear a hood for his debut. The third of the debutants. His name is Inner Flame, and he's trained by Douglas White.
Douglas, Inner Flame, won a trial by big margin in Adelaide. He's had 4 trials in his time here in Hong Kong. How do you feel his preparation's been for Saturday?
Preparation's been good. He's come a long way, done everything I've asked of him so far, and it's time for him to get to the races now.
He's trialled at Happy Valley, trialled here at Sha Tin. Why have you picked out this race to start him off with?
He's just indicated to me that he's ready to go to the races. The Happy Valley trial was purely to gain a bit of experience and, you know, give him a bit of a trip away and get his mind to think differently. But there was no reason behind which track I decided. It was more about him being ready and his condition telling me that he's fine to go to the races.
As far as his condition is concerned, how forward is he for this first up run?
He's as forward as one would expect him to be, but I think whatever he does tomorrow, he will be improving.
Spoke to you at international time. You said you had a lot of younger horses you're looking forward to taking to the races. We saw Willpower win last week. This horse starts on Saturday. These are the sort of horses you were referring to?
Yeah, these are them. You know, from the time they stepped in the yard and been on them in the mornings and seen how they've incrementally improved with every trial and every piece of work you've thrown at them, it's quite exciting.
And you've ridden him in a lot of his work over the last month. What is he like to ride of a morning?
He's a handful. He was a handful, a lot more of a handful, put it that way. But once he gets on the track and starts to do his work, he's very willing.
I thought of the debutants, he was probably shown as the most so far, and that wasn't a bad trial at Happy Valley either.
No, it wasn't, and he has trialled in Australia before at Gawler. He won a trial at Gawler by 6 lengths, and they paid $55,000. I think with the gate speed he does possess, I think he's a live chance in the race.
Yeah, I've got him in there. I think he's one of the best of the newcomers, as you say, and a lot of these horses have had only one run as well.
All right, but it's Lucky Guy who's favourite, and pretty open market therefore.
It is. So I'm going to make this my long shot race, and I went with the 8 Treasure Chest on top here. Now, this horse has only had the one start. He was 3 wide all the way, so had excuses. Probably that he ran third in a trial behind Athero and Super Oasis, who are 2 horses that we know pretty well, especially Athero. And the blinkers will go on, and he's had a trial, and he went really well on the trial with the blinkers. So we'll have a chance with him. He's at 14s at the moment to beat Inner Flame, Epta Wins, and Kaying Excellent, who's looked quite good in his 2 starts. 8, 6, 10 and 2, but happy to go 8 each way.
I actually marked him down on top as well, the horse number 8, Treasure Chest. Blinkers on. We saw blinkers on a Ricky Utah horse on Wednesday night to good effect, and here he is again with Treasure Chest. Regan Bayliss, I think he was pushed out a little bit in that recent trial, but I think he's an improver. 8 on top to beat 6 in a Flame, 2 Kaying Excellent, and 5 Glorious Buddy. 8, 6, 2 and 5.
Yeah, potentially trappy race for mine the second. 2 and 6 is my cue though. Kaya Excellent improve, hopefully, with the drop back in trip. All right, that's 2 races down for us then for our Saturday programme. Feature race, again, a reminder, comes up as race number 7 on the programme.